Introducing the first ever sunburn competition. This is horrifying. Probably the most uncomfortable thing I've seen on the internet all week. It's gotta be the only competition where even when you win, you lose. It actually happened in New Orleans. Don't give Florida any ideas. Introducing the first ever sunburn competition. This is horrifying. Probably the most uncomfortable thing I've seen on the internet all week. It's gotta be the only competition where even when you win, you lose.
All right, shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in both truth and sincerity, and all the men and women who follow. This is the brother Kratazah from the Fountain of Living Waters, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. This lesson being entitled, Esau is the so-called white man. All right, so we see this competition. It's a competition on who can get the most sunburn. And just look at them. Like, this is like the scriptures jumping off the page. I know there was a debate recently with, I can't remember, Deacon Hakab and some other Israelites, and they were going back and forth about is the so-called white man Japhet, is the so-called white man Esau, which if you can't get that, man, that's like one of the most basic things in this truth. But this should solidify it. So let's just go through a couple of scriptures, and it's not going to be a long video, but Lord's word is edifying. So this is Genesis 25 and 23. It says, "And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of peoples shall be separated from thy bowels." Right? So 2 totally different types of people. It says, "And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." Right? And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Red all over like a hairy garment. Now, he probably wasn't this red, but when your skin is translucent or you have a lack of melanin, the blood shows forth in your skin. So let's look at that. Why do white people turn pink in the sun? White people turn pink in the sun primarily because they have less melanin in their skin compared to people with darker skin tones. Melanin is a pigment that protects the skin from harmful effects of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. When exposed to the light, the skin's blood vessels dilate and try to cool the skin, making the pinkish undertones and fair skin more visible. Right? So it says making the pinkish undertones of fair skin more visible, because they're not white, they're really a reddish pink. And in the sun, it accentuates that reddish pinkish hue, or lack of hue, should I say. But look at this guy, he's looking like a freaking crab. Goddamn Larry the Lobster. And they're just having fun playing volleyball in their fucking Speedos and shit. Fucking, that's a whole nother lesson on them being violent base. But notice it didn't. It's like, here we go. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So notice it didn't speak about Jacob's skin tone, because he looked like everybody else. He was of a darker skin tone. So what's got to be explained on what's understood don't have to be explained. If every person comes out with a darker skin tone, why would I have to say he came out brown just like everybody else? No, but you would say he came out red because that's like or if he was an albino and and he came out leprous, as white as snow. The scriptures will give a description of that because it's out of the ordinary. So that's why it says that. So let's move on to Genesis 25. In Genesis 25 and 30, it said, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. Right? So don't want to read this. Let's jump down to 34. It says, then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So he ate, the red pottage in in the lentils, basically uncooked meat. That's where his name is called Edom. Yeah, he was red, but he also ate the red meat, the uncooked meat, right? The unfinished meat. So when you go into this, let me see. I thought I had it in the Cape, or maybe not. Okay, so let's get this word here for, I think this is the word for red. If we're in red pottage is the word for red, which is Adam, right? Uh, it should be Adawam. All right, it says red, ready, of a man, of a horse, a heifer, a garment, water, lentils, right? And then when you go to Edom, it's the same. It's the same name really. It should be Adawam, right? Which is the Slakia. Here we go. For Edom, they try to change it up, like put the vowels. It's the same fucking word, Adawam. It should be Adawam, which is red. Edom, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau, the land of Edom, Idumea, the land southeast of Palestine. Right? So, because the word Esau is Ishaw, right? Wasted away. But red is Adawam, Slakia. All right, so they try to say that it's like Adam. So I went and got Adam. So you see his Strong's H20 for Adam, which is Adama. All right, that's Adama, and then Adawam. There should be a Y in there for Strong's H122 and 1H22 or 1H123. Slakia H123. So they're all right there around the same Strong's concordance number, but it's three. It should be two. Two different ones, Adama and Adawam, but Adam, or Adama, mankind, man, human being, mankind. It should be of the ground, because we were made from the ground. So, matter of fact, let's go back and get. Bear with me here. Let's get the curse that came. This is Genesis 4:9. It says, "And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground, and now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth." And Cain said unto the Lord Yahweh, "My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me." And the Lord said unto him, "Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold." And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. So the Lord put that mark, which was the mark of leprosy, on Cain. And when Cain came back as Esau, that mark was on him, which is why it gave the distinction that he came out red all over like a hairy garment. That's that mark of Cain. That's the so-called white man's MO. Cain, let's get that real quick. Cain being Strong's H7014, Kayan, which is, it says possession, but it's not. It's like a killing weapon. Yeah, blue letter be going off. Let's see. Spear. Yep. Kayan, which is a spear. Which Esau lives by the sword. He's going to die by the sword. So I don't see how there's a lot of controversy still on who Esau truly is. The proof is in the pudding. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words, and that's 1,000 words there. So Lord's word is edifying, and we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekar, giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. Shalom.